Welcome to this tour of Accelerator Plus for SAP for North America. Hello everyone, I'm Jack. I'm here with Jordan. Together, we'll highlight the key features and benefits of deploying Accelerator Plus for your US and Canadian sales and purchasing functions. First, let's start with what is Accelerator Plus? Accelerator Plus is a suite of programs you install in your SAP environment. It can be deployed in ECC, S/4HANA on-premise or private cloud. However, it cannot be deployed in S/4 public cloud. Accelerator Plus is compatible with all versions of Vertex O series. For North America, there are 7 major components of Accelerator Plus to help you get the most out of your SAP integration with Vertex. We've developed and maintained these programs so you don't have to. You can get the benefit of faster deployment times, less burden on end users, better visibility for tax teams, and easier ongoing maintenance for IT. Let's take a look at each of the 7 components of Accelerator Plus for North America.
Thanks, Jack. Hi, everyone. This is Jordan here. We'll start with tax process configuration, which we otherwise know as data mapping. You'll need this program to pass specific data elements to Vertex so it can make tax decisions that fit your business, and you'll only need to set it up one time during the initial installation. For example, on sales, you may want to pass the material group to Vertex to define what you are selling. Or on purchases, you may want to pass the cost center category to Vertex to trigger manufacturing exemptions. But instead of writing custom code in SAP for this data mapping logic, you can use the drag-and-drop mapping tool in Accelerator Plus to send that data to Vertex. We make it easy to pass data using the available flex fields in Vertex, so you can use multiple drivers in your tax decisions. You can even set up special mappings with qualifying conditions. This way you can trigger data mappings only if prerequisites are met. The result is a faster deployment of Vertex with SAP, clear visibility on the data you are passing to Vertex, and easy ongoing maintenance if you need to change your data mappings, all with no custom development needed.
Now, let's move on to tax code defaulting. This is a key feature for the procure-to-pay integration with Vertex because it lets you auto-populate the tax code on SAP purchase order and invoice documents. You may be wondering why tax codes are important. Tax codes in SAP are a key driver in triggering the call to Vertex for each transaction line and ensuring that the right type of tax is calculated and accounted for. For example, tax codes define if we are paying sales tax to a vendor versus self-assessing consumer use tax. But you don't want to burden your buyers and AP folks with entering and validating these tax codes. That would take up valuable time and effort for those teams. Instead, let Accelerator Plus automatically default the tax code on your PO and invoice transactions so that you can let Vertex do the heavy lifting in getting the tax codes right without negative impact on your users. You can default tax codes based on a flexible range of drivers so you can handle direct pay, ERS, and Canadian variations. The result is a controlled, fully automated procure-to-pay integration with Vertex. Okay. So we just covered the 2 initial setup tools you'll use to trigger the call to Vertex and pass the right data for the tax calculation. Now let's take a look at the tax detail and logging provided by Accelerator Plus so you can see into the Vertex tax calculation right from your SAP screens. First, we have the tax details that are available from the SAP documents. You can access the tax details from the header tabs on Purchase Orders, Logistics Invoices, FI Invoices, Sales Orders, and Billing Documents. The tax details will give you tax situs information, also provide all the data elements sent to Vertex as part of the tax calculation call. This is great if you want to see tax details directly from the SAP document itself. But now let's take it to another level. What if you wanted to see detailed logs that give you even more insights into the Vertex tax calculation? Just go to the Accelerator Plus logs and pull up the SIC log for your document. SIC logs show you the data sent to Vertex on the left side, and on the right side, you can see the calculation logic applied, including rules, rates, and overrides. This is fantastic if you want to troubleshoot your tax results and understand how Vertex got to its determination. This kind of clarity is unprecedented and only available through Accelerator Plus.
Thanks, Jack. And speaking of clarity, let's talk about reporting. The reporting suite is one of the most popular features of Accelerator Plus. They come delivered with detailed reports on your billing and AP activity. They read 40 to 60 SAP tables and bring in over 300 fields, so you are sure to get all the data you need for your audits. You can just run the Accelerator reports and configure your layouts to your preferences. On the AP report, you can see details including company code and tax jurisdiction, such as your ship to state or province, different vendor partner functions, plant details, which can show where the purchase is used, and material information such as material numbers, descriptions, material groups, and types. The expense general ledger account is also captured, so you can determine how the purchase was accounted for. You'll also see many fields from your cost objects, like cost centers and WBS elements, so you can identify your usage-based exemptions. They even show sales tax paid to vendors, which is important for your audits. On the AR detail report, you can see all the sales order and billing document details for each billing line. This includes the tax jurisdiction code and tax code. The report captures customer information for each partner function, including ship to and sold to address fields and Incoterms from the header and line. You'll also see material details, including material numbers, descriptions, and groups, so it's easy to see the product or service being billed. See how every line on the detail reports is a unique sales or expense line. The tax levels are shown in columns, rather than having tax levels on separate lines of the report, so they are presented in a very clean, logical manner. And another nice feature is the recon reports. You can run these to compare your tax amounts in the general ledger with the taxes reported in Vertex, so you can reconcile the taxes before you file your returns. This self-service reporting suite is a big part of Accelerator Plus, and one of the key benefits is you won't have to ask IT to build and maintain custom queries for you. So, at this point, we have covered a lot of great features with Accelerator Plus, and we still aren't done. Let's now look at the address management tools that are included in Accelerator Plus. Managing addresses and tax jurisdiction codes, or TJCs, are a vital part of accurate tax calculations, as the tax rate can be very specific down to the city and county. First, Accelerator Plus includes high-performance data conversion programs that makes it easy to assign TJCs on your SAP addresses. This includes your plants, customers, vendors, cost objects, and even open documents. You can also use these programs for ongoing maintenance of TJCs, as Vertex makes periodic updates. Second, you can use Accelerator Plus to activate Vertex's address cleansing for your SAP address data. This is a great feature that enables street-level address validations, which not only benefits tax calculations, but also provides data integrity for logistics purposes. And third, Accelerator Plus allows you to use Vertex's lat-long capabilities, so you can assign TJCs to locations without a physical address. Companies in the utilities, construction, and energy industries have found this feature particularly valuable.
Moving on to the next program in Accelerator Plus, this is queue management. Set up queue management to monitor the connection to Vertex and to manage the updates to Vertex reporting. This monitoring assures that your connection is constant and that your posted documents are updating to the Vertex tax journal. Documents that block the queue can be resubmitted or removed from the queue, while ensuring that a complete log is retained for audit trail purposes. This alleviates burden on your basis teams while giving full visibility to the tax team during monthly reconciliations.
And the final program in Accelerator Plus is goods movement. This is typically a need for manufacturing companies in the U.S., whereby consumer use tax may need to be accrued when you use your own inventory. Whether you use inventory for free giveaways or in quality control, you can use the goods movement program to trigger the call to Vertex, post the accruals in SAP, and report on the accruals in Vertex O series, so they can also be filed on your tax returns. Goods movement helps you get the most out of Vertex by connecting the dots between your SAP material movements and your tax obligations. It reduces the number of manual accruals you make each month and ties into the end-to-end process between SAP and Vertex O series.
So there you have it, the 7 major components of Accelerator Plus for North America. We've covered a lot in this session, so to recap some key takeaways. Accelerator Plus is installed in your SAP environment and is compatible with all versions of Vertex O series. You can deploy some or all of the programs in Accelerator Plus, but they offer a multitude of functions including customizable data mapping, automatic tax code defaults, detailed logging, extensive tax reporting, address conversion tools, constant monitoring, and goods movement tax accruals. By deploying Accelerator Plus for North America, you'll optimize the SAP integration with Vertex for faster deployment times, less burden on end users, better visibility for tax teams, and easier ongoing maintenance for IT. Thanks for watching this session on Accelerator Plus for North America. Check out our other demo videos for how Vertex works with SAP.